So it's more times than not that when we don't have either enough of something, or we are called to surrender something that we are striving to get more of. It's a lot easier to sort of hold on and go, well, I don't know if I can give this up because I don't have enough of it to begin with. So how am I going to give away the only little bit that I have? I find out as we journey through this story that it's not always bad or negative things that God challenges us to surrender in our lives, right? Think of, well, I'm feeling challenged to surrender a bad or toxic relationship, or a negative character trait, or an unhealthy habit, or a poor diet, or drugs, or an addiction. That's a lot. It's not easy to surrender, but it's easier for our minds. This makes sense to our human minds because cognitively we fully understand that knowing that something is not good for us, that, well, it makes sense why we should surrender it. But what happens when God begins to challenge us to surrender things in our life that are actually good things or acceptable? When we enter into those kinds of seasons of surrender, we often have what we call a testing of our faith. And when we enter into a season of the testing of our faith, there is an internal war. There is a battle that rages within us between what we think we know and what we absolutely do not understand. Now, why would God even challenge us to release or surrender things that are good and acceptable in our lives? Well, he often does that in order that we release the good and acceptable so that we can gain the perfect or the extraordinary, the perfect will and plan for his life, or the perfect provision that he has for us, right? I actually read a quote this morning. I was reading a book and I read a quote this morning that says that it is in the leap of faith that we understand that releasing the good is what ultimately brings us to the extraordinary. And that is why Abraham is called the father of faith all throughout the Bible.